good. And if we stand strong together, we can't be denied. If one of us goes down, we have another, and another, and another that's ready to fight. So let's hit this field and bang them, bang them, bang them. Somebody, light me up.
It's time to huddle up. It's the Turf District Podcast. Welcome back to the Turf District, where we huddle up to talk all things Edmonton Elks and the CFL. And we are a proud member of the Canadian Football Podcast Network. I'm Andrew, and as you can see, we are all here this evening. Thank you for joining us, whether you're joining us on YouTube or Facebook Live or on Twix, as they call it, maybe. Whatever, one of those things. Also, if you've downloaded the podcast, thank you very much. Or you may be joining us on Edmonton Sports Talk Radio, and thank you very much for joining us there. We have a great show for you this evening, as guess what? It is time to talk real football as we get into our preseason games. First, who is here? Of course, there is the one and only superfan, Mike.
How's it going?
Great. A full week of training camp, my friend.
A full week of training camp and less than 5 days till game day.
That's right. And, we only had to worry about frostbite one day. So that good.
Wasn't bad.
Yeah. Not so bad. Not so bad. Also it's joining us. Great. From down south. South?
Down south.
Yeah, south. Really go south. Oh. Yeah. I'm trying to be Chris Jones. Hey, Commissioner, how are you?
Hey. Oh, you guys heard some potty language right before we started.
We did hear that. Yeah.
What?
I was about to take a drink and I didn't expect all of us to come on, so I was just like, oh. But it's a good thing I got a gin and tonic today, because what a
always a good day for a gin and tonic.
Sociable. We can say, hey, Mom and Dad, so glad that they are watching. Hello,
Mama,
welcome
Papa,
to
Agar.
the podcast. Yes, exactly. Welcome to the podcast. Hey, well, if you're watching on there, for the first timers on YouTube, we are now up to 286 subscribers in our YouTube. So 14 away from 300. We have 3 shows before we hit 300. We can do it. 300 subscribers. Please help out and hit that subscribe button, or let your friends know and let them hit the subscribe button. I'd be more than happy with that. Be amazing. Now, of course, if you're live with us, make sure that you add your comments and questions on whichever platform you're watching, and we will add them in either through the show or definitely in overtime when we take more stuff from the fans. Guys, we've had a full week, or I should say guy and gal, I guess, but you know what I mean.
People,
all of us.
I don't care. You guys know that.
All of us as friends.
I just got called Kyla again today at work. So
Kyla?
It's in the email, you guys.
Wow. Okay, that's just mean. Here, let's go. Let's bring it
zooming.
Kayla, tell us, what were your thoughts after the first week of training camp?
Holy cow, I can't believe we're back at it. Feels so good. Yeah, we're reunited. It's really hard for me to pay attention at training camp because I'm just so out of sorts of like, what am I looking at again? How do I football again? This is so strange. I'm just so excited to be there, but yeah, it feels really good to be back. Really good to be back on the field too, behind the camera, doing some interviews with some of the guys. And you know what? I think we got some stellar personalities on the team this year. Some loud ones, yes, but also some genuinely nice guys. Very interesting. I don't know. It feels a little different this year, in my opinion.
We got a few special kinds of personalities, that's for sure.
Special, yeah. Nice.
Certain kind of personalities, maybe? Yeah,
absolutely.
A couple of those. Mike, what about you and the rest of this first week? I know we want to recap Fan Day, and we'll do
Yes.
that in a second. But give us your rundown on the rest of the training camp that you saw.
Oh, I thought it was great. We watched inside and outside for the entire week.
Yeah.
Some days it would have been nice to be inside, but we were still outside. We were still braving the elements out there. The usual group plus Jake Taylor's dad was there. So
Yes,
that was kind of cool. I had no idea who it was. We kept talking about Jake, and I'm like, we got 5 guys on the team named Jake. You're going to need to be a little more specific. But yeah, it was great to sit and talk with him. It's nice, especially to see another Excel nerd there besides me. So that's always fun.
Color coded?
What's that?
Color coded Excel?
Could be. And everything order. It was great to see the defensive line really step up. I was pleasantly surprised by how much improvement there was in that front 7 as well. There were a lot of times that MBT would have been a dead man walking if gone. But I mean, it's really hard to tell. Like, is it that just everything's so vanilla while everyone gets used to each other and moving together, or is the defense better than the offense, or what? So I'm looking forward to Saturday to sort of answering some of these questions. But all in all, it's been a very exciting first week.
That's what's really hard, isn't it, though, when you have like 2 lines against each other? You're like, they're either really good or the other one really sucks, and I don't know if either is better.
Yeah, it's hard to tell until they start hitting other people, right? That are on a different team. We actually had football yesterday. Did either of you catch the CFL Plus stream?
Yes.
That was pretty smooth, actually, for all things considered. I was pretty happy with the way they had it going. Yeah, that was great. And it was definitely a preseason game, but still, I mean, great to see football back. I think that was exciting all on its own. Yeah, exactly.
Strebler wasn't the most exciting when he threw the ball.
Yeah, that's weird.
So it's old is new again.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you know this, but Steve from Piffles, he's a huge Strebler fan.
Right. Who isn't?
Yeah, that's right. That's what I thought. I'm going to get called out for that, I'm quite sure. All right, let's talk a bit about Fan Day, because that was probably one of the highlights of the week. Other than the fact that it was a lot colder than what we were used to last year.
A little frosty.
We were all trying to find shade. This year, we're trying to find any bit of sun that's entirely possible.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, give me your Fan Day recap. Actually, before you start, Linda did point out there was no anthem fails, so nobody got cut after the anthem, which was great. They all stood in the right spot, did the right thing, so extra points for you guys. What about the scrimmage, Mike?
Well, I mean, with the anthem, I almost didn't recognize it without some drunken person yelling out "Go Riders!" So, like, that always happens. So, doesn't matter if they're playing or not, but they weren't. So I'm like, weird.
Yeah, weird.
You're kind of used to that. Scrimmage was good. It didn't start off the greatest with the opening kickoff going out of bounds. But it was nice to see everyone kind of get in there. I don't remember seeing a few players in there that I was surprised about, and then ended up, I guess, the next day not seeing them as well, like Dylan Mitchell, who is still out or very
limited,
gingerly being used. Yeah, let's really use limited.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of great to see a lot of it. I mean, I was talking to a lot of people as the scrimmage was going on, so I didn't get as much time to watch it as much as I would have liked. But maybe that'll be on CFL Plus. Wouldn't that be great?
Wouldn't that the scrimmage? That's the next thing that's on.
I'm into it.
Totally, we can help. We can help.
Yes, I'm just saying.
Live stream it.
They already had the cameras there. Come on.
Like, why not? Yeah, I don't think they'd go for that, but it's still cool. It was cool to watch. What did you pick up there, Kamish?
I picked up photos. I was kidding.
You did. There's some great shots, by the way. I really like them.
Thank you. It was very cool. Thank you, Mike, for your jacket. The 5th layer really solidified the warmth.
Yes.
The 5th layer.
Yeah, it was chilly, but it was so good to see some of our guys from Edmonton Sports Talk. Shout out to Maddie, and of course David Morley. my friend Kevin and I got to have a conversation with the radio folk from the Raven,
Yeah.
which was really interesting. And I believe they had the Cree call last year.
did.
They
Yep.
streamed that. Yeah, so that's really cool. Hopefully we can get a few more games, if not all of them,
That'd be
maybe
kinda
next
cool.
year.
Yeah.
Very cool. And yeah, it was just all in all, it's always fun. The attendance was down, but that's okay because it was cold, guys. It was not a nice day.
No.
Not great for kids, right? But there was still a bunch of kids
No.
there, but you're not going to bring a ton of kids when it's like 6 degrees and windy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
The
and
wind
it
was
cold.
yeah, the wind was definitely hindering some of those punts. You could just see him to hang, and it's like a
little bit.
Up and die. Yeah.
and dive, yeah. But yeah, I loved it. I love being behind the camera and seeing I don't really see much of the scrimmage. I'm just looking for more of the action shots. But Leek was in the majority of my shots. So apparently he had a pretty decent scrimmage.
Yeah.
He did for sure. It did look like both MBT and Ford went on good runs. Like they had good moments in the scrimmage. You can tell they're still trying to kind of get the offense together a little bit, but it was pretty good. But on the other hand, the defense seemed to be flying around.
Good picks.
Yeah, I was number 6 had a pick, right? I think.
I don't know numbers. I have to go back.
Marcus
Tony
Lewis had a
Jones.
pick. Yeah, so
right.
There's a couple of interceptions for sure. So exciting.
Who was 80? Who was 88 again?
Malik Flowers.
With that corner touchdown with the toe tap and got a nice picture of that.
Yeah, you sure did. That was a good one. And he's been kind of going with the ones the rest of the time that we were there. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, with D Mitch out. Yeah, it was him and Deontez Alexander too.
Yeah,
Both
exactly.
spending a lot of time with the ones.
Interesting.
So yeah, we'll have to see kind of how this plays out, especially on the weekend when they're all playing. Now, we were lucky enough; we were able to catch up with a number of different guys, and we will get this out as a SPEP-isode before too long. It's a little bit of work getting the video all together. This system works a little differently than what I had before, so I'm still trying to figure it out. But we did catch up with Tomas Jacrodilla, who was an outstanding interview. You're never quite sure when it comes to offensive linemen, but he was great. So I'm excited for that. Elliot Brown, Noah Curtis, Leon O'Neill, who was just a real humble dude.
Absolutely.
And a standout at Sam linebacker.
100%.
I think he's been really, really good. Thick Six, of course, our good friend Jay Min, Gino Lewis, and Trey Ford. And
you can hear Gino.
Yeah, you can actually hear him.
Yeah.
Gino Lewis and Trey Ford were at the very, very end. And those poor guys, as they're doing the interview, you could see that they're shivering and like they're shivering as they're trying to talk. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, guys. I'll make it quick, like I promise. But they did great. So they were really, really good. And I got a good chance to talk with Purifoy as well, not in an interview situation, but just TJ Case, went out of his way to shout out Purifoy as a leader. And so I asked him about that, and he's like, yeah, I only have 3 years left. It's my turn to be the leader. I had leaders, and now it's time for me to be the leader and take some of these young pups and show them how to do it. And I don't think I've ever heard Luchez say that many words in anything.
Who?
Blue Cheese.
There we go.
When he was talking, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So it was a really, really good conversation with him. So I was really impressed by that. Anything else that stood out to you guys on Fan Day?
Again, it was great seeing the diehards really get out there and brave those elements. That to me was what I kind of like about Fan Day. There was a lot of the Minor Football Association was out. So of course a lot of the kids were out. We got to meet a few people as well. We met Tracy Ham and Eggs, who I think is in the chat.
Yeah.
Which was great. I met someone I've been talking to on Facebook recently, Frank. He came over and sat and chat. We got to check with Kevin. Yeah. So the highlight for me, I think, was probably when Kevin Brown came over to talk to Kevin. That was kind of neat.
Brown and Brown Kevin.
Yeah, that was not awkward at all. It was great. Yeah, no. If you stopped by the table, you may have also been one of the lucky ones to receive one of these. Those are the brand new Turf District podcast stickers, vinyl stickers that we will have at every tailgate. So make sure that you see. Oh, look. Nice product placement there, Mike.
Thanks. Right in front of the face.
That. Love it. Yeah. So you will see those at the tailgate. So make sure you drop by and say hello. Now, on Sunday, we were at practice to see the guys inside working out and doing their thing. And afterwards, we were lucky enough to catch up with one Macleod Bethel Thompson. So let's go to that interview. And because as far as I'm concerned, it was truly amazing. Now by Elks starting quarterback Macleod Bethel Thompson. Welcome to Edmonton.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
Good. And how was the first week of training camp been so far?
It was good. It was good. You know, a lot of new places for me. You know, trying to get how to get to practice, how to get to the weight room, how to get to all the places. But it's good. I've been kind of getting my bearings on everything, and the team is awesome. You know, so trying to get to know everybody. There's a lot of new faces, but I think we're ahead of the curve. We're getting better each day, and that's all you can ask.
That's really what we're looking for. Exactly. Yeah. So tell us a little bit, how did you get introduced to football? When did you start playing?
I when I was about 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there, I went down to see my two big cousins play in Long Beach, California.
Okay.
So I had two big cousins, Omar and Abdul, and they were like my heroes. You know, they were always the coolest kids, and they were always, you know, they were my brother's age, so they're about 6 years ahead of me, 6 and 8. And I went down. I remember watching a playoff game around that age. He was a senior in high school, and there was a playoff game in Long Beach. He played for Long Beach Wilson, and there was like 15,000 people in the stands. It was Friday Night Lights. There was the band. There was everything, and I was just in awe. I'd always played sports. I played soccer and basketball and baseball as a kid, but that was kind of my eye-opening experience. Like, football is the mecca, and ever since then, I wanted to play, and fortunately, I've been doing it ever since.
Oh, that's fantastic! So now, when did you start into being a quarterback, or did you play other positions before?
So I wasn't. My mom wouldn't let me play football. So from about 6 or 7, 8 to 14, it was like a struggle every year. I'm like, Mom, let me play football, and she wouldn't let me do it. So sophomore year of high school, I actually transferred schools to go to play at a school that played football.
Okay.
And I started off at tight end. I told the coach, he was like, "What position you want to play?" I was like, "Quarterback." He was like, "You've never played football before." Like, okay, kid. And I started off at tight end, and then they gave me a chance to throw the ball, and I started on varsity that year, and I've been playing ever since. So
really,
yeah,
wow, okay.
So it was a trial by fire. I did the first game. I remember I was playing Jefferson High School, and I didn't know what was going on. I was like, there's bodies everywhere. I'm getting hit, but it was definitely trial by fire, sink or swim, and I think I swam pretty good.
Oh, that's fantastic. So now, when you end up coming up to the CFL. What do you know about the Canadian game?
You know, interestingly, like you hear, you know of the game up north, right? You don't know, you hear clips or see clips or something like that. And actually, my senior year, I was getting pretty recruited as of my junior year. And then senior year, kind of the recruiting picked up, and my head coach brought in a quarterback coach to help me at practice.
Okay.
His name was Coach Strasser. And he played in the CFL.
Yeah.
So he played for Montreal for a little bit. So that was like my first introduction to kind of, he coached me a little bit and told me about where he's playing. I was like, oh, didn't know that. And they didn't think anything of it. Went to UCLA and then went back, transferred to Sacramento State, and Sacramento State was Ricky Ray went. So Ricky Ray was on the board. Ricky had a big, poster and everything. So I was like, oh, where does he play? Oh, he plays in the CFL.
Yeah.
About, fast forward 2017, and I got to be on the Toronto Argonauts with Ricky Ray. So that's kind of like amazing. Bits and pieces, but like everything's interconnected. So
yeah. So when you came up here, what was the biggest kind of culture shock and game shock, or something that you had to get used to as you came up?
Yeah, I think there's so many fantastic things about the CFL. The game is as different as you can get playing the same sport, because the extra man and the bigger field and the waggle and the 3 downs, everything shifts, right? Spacing, timing shifts, 3 safeties rather than 2 and down south game. So I think it's as different as you can get playing the same sport. And then also the cultural difference, right? You get so much, diversity of language, diversity of people, diversity of thought. It's truly a fantastic game, and I'm very fortunate to be a part of it.
Awesome. Now, took a little bit of a break there, go down and play in the USFL. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
It was
as
great.
it was
I mean,
just one
the
shot deal.
best part about it was that I got to spend time with my daughter. You know,
Yeah.
like she got to be there with me and my wife, and so even in training camp, I was taking the breaks in the afternoon, and I would go hang out with her. So it was a family decision, and I enjoyed the league. I think they were very like made for TV product. And they're still trying to figure out what that looks like, right? It's transitioning to the UFL, and they're trying to see what that league looks like. What is it? It is a feeder league for the NFL. Is it sustainable? All that type of jazz. So I appreciated my time down there. Mainly, I appreciated my time with family. And then fortunately, you know, we made a family decision that it was possible for me to come back up here. So I'm very thankful for my daughter and my wife to sacrifice and allow me to go do this. So we're going to see how it goes.
See how it goes. Yeah,
we're going to make as many plane flights as I possibly can to go down and bring them up as much as I can. But they're making the sacrifice, and I'm truly grateful that they're letting me do this.
Oh, that's fantastic. We're very grateful to them too. That's very good. So, so now with that, you said that you're coming back and forth. So they're not coming up here because your wife has a busy job down in the States, right?
Yeah, she's a screenwriter, so she's in LA and she's immersed in the Hollywood world, which is just nonstop. You know, I think she's working on like 7 projects right now. So
holy cow!
She's incredible. She's nonstop. So. And my daughter has a great school down there, Andreas Learning Center. So there's a group of about 7 or 8 kids that they really bond.
Oh, nice.
And, have a really great environment. So they're going to stay down there. My daughter's coming up next Friday for a week.
Awesome.
For the last week of training camp and do the first preseason game. So I'll get to see her for a little bit, and then they'll go back down, and then I'll go down on bye weeks, etc. So we're trying to make it work and play it by ear, but it's definitely a huge sacrifice on their part, and I'm very grateful.
Yeah, that's amazing. So now, talking to the other guys, the main thing that we've been hearing this whole week through training camp is Macleod's an incredible leader. He's really just taken on that role. Love playing with him. He's teaching us all those kind of things. Tell us a little bit about what leadership means to you and kind of how you get that across to the guys.
Well, that's so great to hear. First of all, I'm glad it's being received well. I think I've just seen a lot of football, so I know how hard it is, and I know how beautiful it can be. Especially on the offensive side, it's a work of art. There's 12 bodies working as one, fighting for 6 inches. You know, everyone's got to be within 6 inches, otherwise the whole play is falling apart. So it's a work of art when 12 bodies can work as one. They can see the field the same way, and they can do it at such a high pace. Right? It's so rapid. It's like art in hyperdrive. You know, with 12 bodies working as one. I think it's the most beautiful thing in the world. But I'm biased, and so it's just fun to kind of to relay how I see the game and, you know, how I see people fitting into that situation. And it's a great group of guys. So I'm really loving getting to know them. I love what they've built here. And it's about me finding out the culture here as well and me fitting in, you know. So it's not my way or the highway, it's our way, you know, and we're figuring out who we are as a team and what we want to be for the 2024 Elks.
That's fantastic. Now you obviously you come into a situation, and I know you've been asked this 100 times, but you come in with Trey Ford here, and you guys need to try and find a way to work together. Talking to Trey yesterday, he said that he's learning so much from you. Tell us a little bit about that relationship and how you kind of develop that when you come in.
Yeah, people said that, like, why are you going to Edmonton? And part of the reason is because of Trey, you know, and I even told him that, and I don't think at first he really believed me. He was like, what are you talking about? You know? But you see the potential, you see his dynamic ability, and once he gets able to handle is in the pocket on schedule stuff, and he can get consistent with that, and his footwork is cleaned up, and he's just going to be such a dynamic player, and that's what this league needs, right? You know, you want to leave something behind that's bigger than yourself. So the more Canadian talent that can be up here, we saw it with Nathan, and then the potential with Trey. Like what would it look like for Canadian quarterbacks to start pushing it and being part of the process and seeing the game. So anything I can do to help him, he's a great young man, and I'm trying to move with him authentically, but understanding that he also wants to play too, and the competitive side of that as well. So I'm trying to give him everything I can, but build the relationship more than anything.
Yeah, fantastic. So now let's talk a little bit about outside football. What do you like to do when you're not doing football? Obviously hang with your family, which is awesome.
I mean, literally for the last 3.5 years, it's been like football and my daughter, you know, my wife. So it's I'm looking forward to taking my daughter to this pool right here in the community center. She's gonna love it. She's like a little water baby, so she loves the water. She swims. She gets after it. So I'm really excited for her to see that. So that's my main hobby. It's going on little kid adventures, and she's at like the age where 3 and 3.5, where she's ready for adventures. You know, it's such a cool age, and they want to go do things. They want to see things, and you can go exploring, and you can bring them on your adventures, and they can go on their adventures, and it's just a cool ride to see a young person turn into a human.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I have 3, so I totally get it. You just see them as they're going, and you want to live for those happy moments.
Absolutely.
So I get what you're saying. So now I also know from your Toronto days, kind of a spiritual guy, and like to do that side, like meditation, that type of thing. Do you find that helps, especially when you're getting through the training camp, like the grind of training camp, and then getting into a season and all these other things that are going on?
I think playing quarterback is a spiritual experience. I think it is. I think to be calm amidst such chaos, right? Your process has to be unfazed. Your process has to be consistent, because so many, it's literally 23 other bodies are circling your decision making, you know. Yeah. And they're trying to affect your decision making, and which movements affect your decision making, and which movements are you ignoring. That kind of mind control under chaotic experience, I think, is a spiritual journey. You know,
that's mindfulness on another level.
I truly think it is, and I think that becoming a great quarterback is also figuring out who you are as a person, and how you want to move, and how you play for quarterback, and how you think about quarterback, and how you relate to the plays, and how you relate to the players. Leadership is another side of that, right? So I think that I'm very fortunate to have been through this journey of football, and I'm so thankful it's chipped away all the not so good parts of myself. You know, it's like a slab of granite, and every mistake I made is like a chipping, and hopefully it's turning into something that's going to look like a decent sculpture at the end. And trying to just share those experiences and those mistakes that I've made along the way with whoever will listen.
Well, we're all listening. That's amazing. So, okay, a couple of rapid fire so that we know a little more about you. Do you have a favorite food?
Tacos.
There was like no delay.
Oh, I love a taco, man. Okay. Al pastor taco, carne asada taco, chicken taco. There's a great Leo's Tacos right there on La Brea in Los Angeles. Fantastic. Tacos.
All right, that's a good one. What kind of music you like?
All types of music. I don't discriminate. I have a special place in my heart for Parliament Funkadelic. My dad was an old rock and roll roadie, so he used to travel with rock and roll bands. And on Sunday mornings, we'd clean the house and listen to Parliament Funkadelic. So if I'm vacuuming at the house and listening to some George Clinton, then I'm in a happy place.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, cookies or chips?
Oh, neither.
Neither? I think that's the first time we've had somebody say neither.
Yeah, I'm not really a chips or a cookie guy. The problem is that if I eat one, I'm eating the whole bag. Oh, if I eat one cookie, I'm eating the whole box. So I just stay away from that.
Yeah, that's very good.
I love breakfast. I'm a huge breakfast guy.
Are you?
I love an omelet. I love eggs. My breakfast is my favorite meal. So there's no chips or cookies at breakfast. So
okay, well that's fair enough. Okay, if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Oh gosh, everywhere. I want to go everywhere. Okay. Next time I've always wanted to go to Japan. Some of the most beautiful pictures in the world. You always look up pictures on the phone. Like, whoa, where's that? It's the majority of them have been in Japan. So that's just been on the bucket list. But I love to travel. And before we had our daughter, me and my wife, we traveled a bunch, and we really enjoyed it. And unfortunately, we haven't been able to do that as much. But now that our daughter's a little older, hopefully that's in our future. So I want to go everywhere.
Fantastic. All right, and last question. For the fans that are just getting to know you as the quarterback on the team, what do you tell them that they can expect this season, and what do they look for in you?
Just that we're going to do everything we possibly can to win, you know, that we're going to lay our body, mind, and soul on the line, and we're only here for one reason, and that's to get to Edmonton back on solid ground. You know, the CFL is a better league when Edmonton's a good team. The whole league prospers, and it's such a market that's ready for wins. So we as a locker room, as grown men, are committed to win for this community, you know, and we're going to do everything we possibly can to get there and to go through the process. And we're not going to do it without mistakes, but we're going to do it with full intentions and everything we got.
Outstanding. Well, we're very excited to have you here. Thanks so much for doing this.
Appreciate you.
Wow. That was great. Hey,
That was outstanding.
Mike, I was watching your face for when he said that he was going to listen to Railroad Funkadelic.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, yeah, that was great.
Tear the roof off the sucker.
Yeah, I knew you would love that.
Yeah.
Leanne saying, great interview. I'm pumped about MBT now. Didn't know anything about him before. Very well spoken. Seems very relaxed. He has a very calm demeanor and
Very spiritual.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why I asked him about it.
Mhm.
And I thought his answer was just so great. I was totally sucked in as he was talking. I'm like just forgetting the next question. And you can see there's a couple of times I'm like, so like there was a question there and then it didn't. Yeah. Yeah. On the other hand, I should say that I do change my shirts. I know it looks like it's the exact same shirt, but whatever.
You have a few.
Yeah, I have a couple of them. So it was great. So yeah. You can't Bethel Thompson without tacos.
It's true.
It is.
All those letters are in there.
They're all in there.
Oh,
Perfect.
dear.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that's a t-shirt right there. You can't spell Macleod Bethel Thompson without tacos. I think he would appreciate that. I will ask him about it.
Well, as long as we can get one that'll fit like a 3.5, 4-year-old, I'm sure he's in.
Yep, he's in. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. We will get that. All right. Kamish, you were there for that. Anything else that you want to add after that conversation?
I just think and this is in the most positive way, but he's such an ordinary guy. And that's what I love. Like he doesn't
Right.
have a stick up his bum. He doesn't have an ego. He's just a nice, ordinary guy. And I love that. I love that. Like your conversation was so easy because he made it easy.
Yep, I agree.
Mhm. Yeah.
It was very, very easy, and he was just calm and wasn't rushed. Like just gave full answers, and it was.
Didn't want to get it
Loving-
over with. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And love talking about his daughter and his family. Like, that gets me. Ooh.
Yeah. You don't say.
It's where you live.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That pool is pretty fun.
Well, I appreciate that he took the time, and I hope you guys enjoyed that as well. So let's go, Mike. Time for a little hoard and tell.
Yeah, I think I can whip something
Well,
up here.
let's do this here. It's
no
time
bunny hop.
for hoard and tell. I really need to. I almost have it timed down. I haven't quite got the timing down, but it's close.
By the end of the season, you'll
Horde
get it.
spelled right.
Yeah, maybe one day hoard will be spelled right. All right, there you go.
A new episode of Hoarders.
Tyler keeps telling me I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna get it right. Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
Oh, good.
So yeah, I got a few things in recently. They're all kind of connected to the 1955 Grey Cup. So I thought I would pull a few things from that particular game. And first one I've shown before. This is
It's upside down.
There we go. So it's a little bit torn at the top there, but that is the program from the 55 Grey Cup. This was the first Grey Cup that Jackie Parker was quarterback in. In the 54, he was a halfback, and Bernie Filoni was the quarterback. Open that up there. Where's the? I think there's some pictures in there. There's the lineup sheet.
All brought by export.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
dear.
nothing says healthy living like some smokes. So, my goodness. And a lovely word from our mayor, William Horlack.
Really?
Oh.
Wow. That's kind of
Not
wild.
just a park.
No, it was a real person.
It was a real. He was a real boy.
Yep. No strings
So-
on him.
No, I have that. I have a complete breakdown of the events of that day.
Wow.
So the
That's
program
cool.
events for this is basically Grey Cup week from Wednesday through Saturday. Grey Cup was on Saturday back then, which worked out really well. Was it 62 or it was on 2 different days?
Yeah.
This is a kind of a weird one. I don't know if it's going to show up well on the camera. Where it says love those Eskimos. This was a chocolate bar.
I was gonna say it was a gum.
No, and it talks about it as no less than 2 fluid ounces, which seems a little odd for chocolate.
Of chocolate.
Yeah, a little
I always-
advertisement.
I always like my chocolate in fluid ounces. Thank you very much. Yeah.
So you can hear it all season thrill to the Grey Cup March with the Alouette, Can March. Can March. Yeah, I thought that there's certain a couple of guys here that might find that one interesting.
So wait, did they do like Christmas albums or something? Because they have an advertisement for Christmas records.
Well, it's just because it was in November, right?
Yeah.
End of November, so they figured they might just, it's a music store, so it's like, by the way, while you're here, also buy Christmas
Oh,
records.
I see. Dang it! I want a music record from the Can March.
Oh,
Or a
I'm excited
Christmas-
for Cliffy and Tim to show us the Montreal Can March. I think
Absolutely.
that would be important. Yeah. The next Alouette's the Flight Deck Live, right? That's when
Yeah.
the
You're not
Alouettes
allowed to
Can
come to
Day?
Edmonton until that is.
Yeah, that's
right.
Yeah, that's your
And
ticket
then-
in.
The day before the game, of course, you had to get a special ticket to go enjoy the Eskimos pregame pep rally.
Pep rally.
And that was at
Wow.
5 o'clock. Dal Richards and his band was there. And then last but not
Wow.
least, something I just picked up a couple of weeks ago is the ticket from the 1955 Grey Cup game.
Oh, it's so tight.
Whoa. That's wild.
Absolutely.
Holy cow.
Empire Stadium.
Empire
that-
Stadium. And in case you needed something to wear, there's a lovely little crown.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Yes.
Oh, a screenshot. Okay.
Yep.
perfect.
I was going to say that. I know that's getting screenshot. So, yeah. So it's a lot of that just came in 3 days ago.
That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
That screenshot is 100% going on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
I
And then
tell
the
you that
last
right now.
thing a lot of us all got was, of course, season ticket holders got this lovely
Yes.
8x10 poster of some of the greats. I think all of
Yes.
them are on the Wall of Honor.
I believe so. Yep.
Yeah. I don't think there's anyone there that's not on the Wall of Honor. So, yeah. Kind of
That's
cool.
fantastic. Yeah.
Oh,
that
wait,
was
yes,
the
there is.
season.
Jason Tucker is not on the Wall of Honor
He should be.
yet.
Yes, exactly.
Maybe they're trying to tell us something.
Maybe they're setting it up. Yeah, exactly. That was the season ticket holder gift this year. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. So I like that one. That was a
Yeah,
nice one.
me too.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
You don't say. Weird. I hear you're a super fan.
You'd almost think.
Almost.
All right. Well, thank you for those, super fan. That was
fun.
awesome as always. Let's get into our next topic, which is some roster moves, because there are a few that happened even through this week. We did have a couple of signings. Defensive linemen Iyabi, Oki, and Noma.
Easy for you to say.
I thought I did pretty well, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even have it spelt phonetically. I still think I got it right.
Ooh.
Offensive lineman Tariq Stewart, wide receiver Shane Hooks, and we were able to get a chance to talk with Elk scout Rick Sarita, I think is how you say his last name, and he was telling us about the signing of Shane Hooks at Fan Day.
Yes.
And said, really watch this guy. He's got a massive vert, and he's 6'4", and just like on Sunday, I was paying closer attention to him just because Rick had told me about him, and just watching him beat guy after guy after guy.
7-Eleven. He's always
Yeah.
open.
Always open. Yep, it was pretty nice. We signed yesterday quarterback Cole McDonald.
Had a farm.
Yeah, we
Exactly.
need another one.
Absolutely.
Well, we got rid of one, right? So, we had to get another one.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm.
Running back Jermaine Brown, defensive lineman today on Antonio Alfano in the supplemental draft, which is going to cost us an 8th round pick.
Yeah.
But based on his playing and numbers, totally worth an 8th round pick as he qualifies as a Canadian.
Absolutely. Leanne had a question about that, actually.
Yes. What is a supplemental draft?
And
All right.
Yeah.
Very
Super
helpfully, Blake did say, I believe it's where teams get to pick when they lose players to free agency. Not quite.
Not quite.
Yeah. So supplemental draft is basically for someone that qualifies as a Canadian but didn't get their paperwork in time for the draft. So instead of having them wait until next year for the draft, they'll have a supplemental draft, and then teams bid on what they would be willing to give up in next year's draft. So in this case, we and it goes in draft order. So if we would have said we would have given our first round pick, no one can beat us because we had the first overall pick in this year's draft. As it turns out, we gave the 8th round pick, which is the last round of the draft. So it's about as cheap as you can get. So it's essentially like we drafted him next year in the 8th round when we get him this year.
Yeah, exactly. And other teams had a chance to bid higher
to bid us, and then we could have bid him higher. An example of a supplemental draft was Jamin Pelly in 2022.
Yes.
We gave, I think, a 3rd round pick for him.
Correct.
And again, nobody was willing to go higher than that. So yeah, we got him.
Yeah, it's awesome. Very, very, and here we are picking up another DL on the supplemental draft. So now moving to the suspended list is offensive lineman Patrick Lavoie. Assumption there is some injury and or going back to school.
Right.
Could be both. Don't know.
It's possible.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now we also did have some releases. I know this is a tough one for you there, Kamish. First one we got was defensive back Donovan Alumba being released, and that was a tough one for sure. Donovan, obviously friend of the show, and came over and spent some time chatting with us after day one, and it's tough to see guys like that, especially guys that have stuck around in the city for the 2 years, and then, but who knows, maybe that's we're cutting you, but just kind of
stick around.
Yeah. Stay near your phone just in case.
Let's hope.
Defensive lineman Kaysen Camp, wide receiver Danny Davis III, which Mike, you were saying last week he stood out on the Tuesday, but then obviously didn't stand out enough.
Right.
Defensive lineman Emeke Egbule, who really hadn't seen the field at all. Offensive lineman TJ Stormont, quarterback Todd Centeo, wide receiver Arkell Smith, which I had said stood out to me last week, and running back Justin Rankin, also known as Canada Post. So a couple of surprises in there, but nothing earth-shattering.
No, I mean, it's really early. I think outside of Donovan Alumba, nothing was really a shocker. And Alumba wasn't necessarily a shocker as much because, again, at that point, he wasn't really practicing with the ones. So you knew something might have been up, given he was a veteran, probably commanding a higher salary. But like you said, I think it's could be one of those, we're going to let you go now, but stick around by your phone. As soon as we have an opening, we'll be giving you a call. So
yeah, we know what you can do, and we want to see what some other guys can do.
Yep.
Right. So, yep. Moving to the retired list, national offensive lineman Evan Nsiu. That's guy that we just drafted this year. So,
right.
But obviously
it's weird seeing someone retire when they were born in 2000.
I don't necessarily understand that. Does anybody understand that choice? Would it be his?
It could be. He's just like, I'm moving on with my career.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe he was working on something in the background for a different career, and he's like, well, this will work. Or maybe he got into training camp and was like, you know what?
Not for me.
It's not hitting anymore.
Don't have the passion. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like getting hit by guys all the time. Like I have to think at some point somebody's like, no, this isn't fun anymore. So maybe that might be the case.
Can I retire? Like, can I make those?
Do you have another job in the background that we don't know about? Maybe that'll. Maybe. Never know. Maybe.
I didn't mean from this. I meant from my job.
Yeah.
This is our side hustle.
That is our. That's right. Exactly. All right, guys. It is finally that time. We have a game preview as the Saskatchewan Roughriders are in town to take on our Elks this coming Saturday at 2:00. Very exciting. Of course, 2:00 means that the tailgate will be open about 11:30.
Goodness.
if you have been under a rock and didn't happen to see it, our tailgate menu is now out. But Superfan, for those who haven't seen it as of yet, what is on the menu for this coming Saturday?
Smash burgers.
Smash.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, so good. I know that was it J-Man asked if we could save some for him, about 6 or 8.
Yep.
So that'd be good.
Oldham. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
Smash Burgers. So if you haven't found it already, go check out all of our socials. The whole menu is there for the entire season. Thank you, Tyler, for the design. It was outstanding.
Of course, as always.
You can also at the tailgate look for some special items.
Like what?
Well, let me show you what we are launching this year for the tailgate. We have a new logo specifically
So
for
pretty.
the Turf District tailgate. We will have a full line of merch that will be coming with this logo on it. And if you come to the tailgate, you
tell 'em what they'll
may
win.
receive one of these limited edition. These are limited edition now. There it is.
Limited edition. Here it is.
With a limited edition. Yeah. And they will be dated, and the pins all have the date on them. We have a total of 200 of these pins for the year, so you need to ask one of us. And if you are a tailgate regular, you can pretty much guarantee you will get one. If you'd like one otherwise, then come chat with us and give us an ask. Tell us you watch the podcast, subscribe on YouTube.
We
What's
all
that? Give
like
us an
gin.
ask with a K.
No, we like gin.
Oh yeah,
we are
do like
easily
Pasta.
bribed.
Yes.
easily bribed. Come grab your pins, and again, thank you to Tyler for the design on that. This is going to be a bit of a running theme over the next few years. So that's the only hint I'm giving for the rest of the time. But this year it is the barbecue, and we will have the pins at this coming tailgate on Saturday and for the rest of the season. So make sure you're joining us. Commissioner, what are you looking for in this game on Saturday?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I'm not gonna
Oh
be
yeah,
there.
you're not going to be there. Fine. You know what?
It's
Are
on
you gonna
CFL
watch it?
Plus.
I'm looking.
It's going to be on CFL Plus. You can watch it up to 48 hours later.
Sure, if I'm alive, okay, I will do that.
Well, we're kind of hoping.
I'm alive.
It is Lisa's bachelorette party, and Janelle keeps messaging us. I'm bringing this. I'm bringing this. I'm like, we're gonna die. We are going to die.
Oh, J-Man even saying thick 6 checking in. Who's excited?
Oh.
This guy right here. Very exciting.
We
Oh,
are
I love that
excited.
love that he's
I-
embracing the thick 6.
I love it too. I'm
So
just
good.
waiting for some good old-fashioned football. I want to see some competition from our youngins. That's all I want to see. In the
Yes.
future.
Beautiful.
That's what I want. And I want to win, but I'd mostly like a win in the regular season. So if we have to lose this one in order to get the dubs in the next meeting that we have with the Riders, so be it. Sorry. My name must drive you crazy.
Kale's D.
Commish.
Oh, that's
not
true.
too-
No, that one I can get around. That one's
Mm.
fine. But okay, super S-Fan.
S-Fan.
What are you looking
S-Fan.
for in this game?
I'm looking for everyone to stay healthy.
Yes.
Let's not just come out as healthy as we went in. I'm interested to see the groups playing together. So the defensive line playing as a unit, the defensive backs playing as a unit, etc. I'm interested to see some of the battles we've got, like who is going to be backing up Kevin Brown at running back. Who is going to be those receivers that are standing out and maybe making a case to make the team, or the defensive backs, or especially that defensive line. We've got what we think is our starting 4 line, but they're going to be, I mean, Chris Jones loves to have 7 or 8 defensive linemen rotating in a game. So who are those 8 going to be? So I think that's going to be exciting. And let's be honest, just seeing people at Commonwealth again, it's going to be super exciting. The I'm hoping we have a good crowd. We had a really good crowd last year on
It
preseason.
seems like yesterday.
It seems like it. But yeah, I'm just excited to see a lot of happy faces at Commonwealth.
Now,
Yep.
do you think that we're gonna do the starters for a full quarter, or a little less, a little more?
It's the home game, so my
What you think?
guess is that we'll see more starters, just because then they know they're going to start, so they don't have to take them on the road to BC. That's my guess, but I don't know. What do you think, Superfan?
Yeah, I don't think Chris Jones, especially for a first game, is going to play a lot of those starters. I mean, it's going to depend on the position too, right? Like he's going to want to get those offensive line
Shake some
playing
rust.
together so that he can check his quarterbacks and his receivers.
Yeah.
So you give them as much time as possible, and you want that defensive line maybe to have a few extra snaps together so they can work out, how they're playing as that unit, that kind of thing. But I mean, it's certainly not going to be a half. I don't think. He's generally tends to be about a quarter, maybe a little less.
I was surprised how much the Riders kept some of their starters in the duration. I was quite surprised.
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of their starters versus a lot of Winnipeg's backups.
Yeah.
Correct. What was that score again?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that's the other thing is that Saskatchewan's likely going to have a lighter lineup, more of their twos here,
right?
Because they
start more at home.
Played 5 days ago, and B, this is their second and last preseason game, so they're going to want to make sure those guys are on the bubble or getting as much time as possible and being able to watch the film. So I think that I think in this game we'll see a lot of twos versus twos.
And that's why I thought there was 3 preseason games, Andrew, just FYI, because of this one screwed up my count. And I was like, but it's 3 weeks. There's 3. Yeah. So just
3 weeks.
A little correction.
Correctamundo. Yeah. Now you got it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's for the first time in the season, if anybody has a prop bet for the Elks game, just for fun and games, please put in. Kyle already saying the prop bet number of snaps by MBT and Trey combined. The number of snaps combined. That would be interesting. Okay. That's one that we'll put on the list for sure. But if you have another one, throw it into the chat. In the meantime, just for funsies, we will pick these other games just because we have to get into practice with our pick'ems as well.
Right.
So the first game, where are they here? Let's put that right there. There we go. First game, Ottawa is in Hamilton. So let's start with you, Superfan. Who do you got in that one?
Home team.
Attaboy. I knew you'd carry it over.
Yeah, gotta keep it going. Just for Paul.
Commissioner?
Because Ham is not all caps, I'm gonna go Ottawa because it has all caps. And
You're right, actually. I didn't do that. I don't know why I did.
Why are you surprised that she's right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's what happens. I am also going to pick Hamilton at home team. All right. BC versus Calgary. This one is in Calgary. Kayla?
Easy one.
I know he's probably not playing, but I'm not picking Calgary.
All right. Yeah. I'm picking BC as well. Mike?
To be different, I'll take Calgary to lose. So, as I do every year.
Correct.
Fair.
0-18.
And no playoffs.
Right.
That's the add-in at the end. Yeah. Toronto versus Montreal in Montreal. I will pick the Grey Cup champions to win their home preseason game. What about you, Superfan?
This is a tough one. Again, it doesn't really matter to them. I think Jason Moss is going to play a super vanilla game. There's no point in going over, but you do want to play well in front of your hometown fans, and I think that the crowd will pump up the seconds and the third strings. So I think that Montreal will pull this one out.
All right. And Kayla?
Yeah, it was Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Uh, yeah. What?
Montreal? Yeah.
Who's playing? What's
Sure.
going on?
Montreal. Well, I'm gonna do 1-1-1, but then I was like, oh, but Montreal. How do I pick against Montreal? Even if it is preseason, and who cares? Montreal.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So I think in general, so Mike, you had Hamilton, BC, and Montreal.
Correct.
I had Hamilton, BC, and Montreal, and Kayla, you had Ottawa, BC, and Montreal. All right.
Don't
so
call me Calgary. Don't you dare.
I didn't call you Calgary. I called you Commissioner. It was close.
Hell yeah.
All right. Do we get any other prop bets in there, or are we going to go with snaps by
that's it.
MBT and Trey?
the
Okay.
only prop
That's
bet
actually a
out there.
really good one. So
It is. Yeah.
number of snaps with MBT and Trey combined.
Oh boy.
Okay. So let's say I'm going to put the line at 26.5.
Oh,
Ooh.
Well, they usually run about 50 plays
so
on
then
offense.
those two are going to get half the game.
I think so. I think they'll get one quarter, and first and second quarter is my guess. So I'll go 26.5. So Kamish, do you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay.
I was thinking 24, so I'll go under.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Super fan.
I was thinking 21, so I was going to go under.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Okay. Then just to be different, I will go over. So we shall see. depending on
27.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like the best number ever. So might as well go with
It's
that one. Yeah. So we'll go with that
It's what
and
Tanner
see how it lands. Put your over unders in the chat, and we can see what people think of that line. Remember, it's preseason for me too. I am out of practice from setting lines, so that just happens. All right, Mike, do we have a couple of fan questions that we want to hit in the regular podcast, and then we'll switch over to overtime?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. Let's start with this one from Kyle. So I would like to get my soon-to-be 5-year-old daughter into watching football. Any suggestions on what I should do?
Ooh, who wants to start?
Well,
Get her to
Leanne has
have
an
a
answer.
crush on a player, because that's what happened to me. And that player went right out the window.
Fred Stamps?
No, it was
No.
a high school. It was a
Mm,
high school local boy.
Oh, a local boy.
there
Didn't
you
amount
go.
to much, so
Okay, then.
Didn't he?
no,
There.
he did.
Okay,
he's
what's
the-
Leanne's answer?
Leanne says, my dad took me to my first Eskimos game when I was 4. I had a hot dog and a Sprite. I remember it like it was yesterday. I've been hooked since. They have kid-friendly activities, and if you sign her up for the kids club, you can go on the field with her after the game.
Yeah, all very, very good suggestions.
Red hot dog.
Absolutely.
Do you have any comments on that one there, Superfan?
I mean, those are great. Absolutely. I know that with my own experience now as a dad, what really helped with Thomas was a couple of things. One was interacting with some of the fun players. It was in Thomas's case, it was Odell Willis that he was doing a signing, and Thomas went and Odell picked him up and threw him in the air and gave him a cookie the size of his head. And
Aw.
that was the first time he said, I love football.
Mhm.
But it's just a lot of doing some of that with your kids, right? Throwing the football to them, maybe watching a game and say, oh, see that? And then doing it with them as a kid, like tackle them into the couch and have them sack you or whatever. Well, wait.
Careful about that. Yeah, exactly.
That happened too, but that's a different story. I think that anytime you can interact with your kids instead of just watching it, it'll go a long way for sure.
And
Yeah, I
definitely
agree.
the people who you hang around with too
Yeah.
at the games, even before the game, like the pre-game activities that are available. I think, are they still doing it on the east side? Do you know? Or are they moving everything to the west side parking lot for like the pre-game activities? Do you have like bouncy castles or whatever?
That's going to be at Clark Stadium, the bouncy castles.
Is it? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And there's going to be like a picnic area just off of where we were tailgating. And then the Jackie Parker room, they're opening up a patio. So people can be in the Jackie Park room and go out to the patio and be outside as well. So
Okay.
there's a lot of changes. They're trying to kind of concentrate as much there, but I think some of the stuff will still be on the east side as well. People coming off the LRTs and park and ride and things like that.
And this may not be so much of a suggestion on like how to get them involved, but I think more so our responsibility as fans is to really welcome people and to make them feel like football is super exciting and this is like a family friendly unit of all ages. So I think that needs to be something that we really need to up at Tailgate. I know Tailgate is kind of expanded and it's becoming more of a relevant area before the game. And I think that's a huge step in getting more fans involved and just having the younglings coming in and just making them feel at home and comfortable. And if they're a little shy, just giving them a little extra, how do you do kind of thing,
or
you know?
One of Janelle's cookies.
Yeah, exactly.
Cookies,
Just
not
cookies,
cupcakes.
not cupcakes. Exactly.
Cookie
Although the
bars.
cupcakes might
Kid
help.
friendly. Yeah. Oh, cookie bars. Yeah, that's right. That's coming.
coming.
That's right. Get them a pin. Get them a sticker.
Sticker. Mhm.
Kids love stickers.
That's right.
True.
Those types of things go a long way, and I agree with Leanne. The getting the kids club, which isn't very expensive.
Nope.
And getting a chance to go on the field with them after, it makes
with
such
players
a huge difference. Like that was a big thing for Nathan, was because he was able to go down and be on the field, but then he got to meet guys like Sergio Castillo and Manny Arsenault, and they became his favorite players and the people that he wanted to go and cheer for, but he also wanted to say hello to in his own way, and for those players to interact with him just meant the world, right? So and that's why he wants to go back. He wants to see us at Tailgate, and then he wants to go in and, you know, for at least half of the game of football, cheer for his guy, and then go down on the field after. Like that's that's how this goes. So
and bring a friend.
Exactly. Bring a friend. Come in and they get in. And then if they both get into it, then great. Then you're doing it together. So that's the fun and games.
Kids seats are cheap.
Absolutely. One other question in there, Superfan.
Let's see what else we got here. We had a lot of chatter for sure.
I love that question, by the way. That was great.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. This one's from Jordan. How has the D line looked to you guys? Will it be a big drop off this season?
Ooh, that is a good question. So, you guys okay if I take this one first?
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right. The D line has some surprises on it that you may want to be watching this coming Saturday. In particular, Robert Kimdichie has one of the best jumps off the ball I've seen in a really long time. Noah Curtis is playing on another level, but I'm going to use I'm going to use the line that Jamin Pelly told us, which is Elliott Brown is worth the price of admission. He is like Odell Willis and Willie Jefferson had a baby. And so I highly recommend watching them. I don't think it's with the loss of Ceresna and AC Leonard, a lot of us, including us here on the show, we're like, oh my goodness, that we're going in with a very young D line. But I would say that this past week, they have not disappointed to this point.
Argue.
So anything else you want to add?
Maybe not a drop, but a transition.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not rebuilding, it's reloading.
Yeah. Ooh, nice.
Yeah. I think that, I mean, we do have Jamin and Elliott Brown was there at the end of last year, and Noah Curtis still on that line. Now it's not going to be the big names compared to last year with AC Leonard and Jake Ceresna, but I think these guys are all going to be big names. And this could be the year that everyone knows who those guys are. Yeah, again, there's going to be 8 guys that are in there. We met up with Jake Taylor, Jake Spencer, at
Yes.
the
Yes.
fan day.
He's
And he spent a lot of time just chatting with us. A guy that's, played defensive end and is now playing that 3 technique defensive tackle. So Chris Jones loves to move people around. So we might see him in there, and maybe he's on the end, maybe he's in the middle, who knows? But yeah, like I said, there's a lot of guys. I think that by the end of this year, we're going to know a lot of their names.
Yeah. McKnight looked really good. And let's not forget the support of the linebackers. Like when we've had Tony Jones, Niles Morgan, and Leon O'Neal playing in those linebacker spots, and Leon O'Neal has gotten into the backfield quickly.
A lot.
That was that guy, like you were saying last week, Mike, like you have to keep looking at your paper. Who's 32? Who's 32? Oh, I should know this by now, but who's 32? Really, really stood out to me. And even DK Bonhomme had some really big moves on the line. So I think there's transition for sure, and there'll be some growing pains as they learn.
Oh, there's always that.
Each other, but I'm not as worried about that as I was before.
Right.
What about you, Kamish? Anything else?
No, that's just it. I don't. From what we've seen, again, it's kind of hard to tell when you're playing against your own line. And it's like, do these guys rock or do these guys just suck? Like, it's kind of hard to say, especially when you can't actually get out there and fully hit people.
So Saturday's so good.
Yeah.
So much to watch. So, and if you can't make it to the game, then make sure you're tuning in on CFL Plus, and it's available for 48 hours after, so you can check it out that way. But if you are coming, make sure you come down to the tailgate, say hello to us, grab a smash burger, grab a pin, grab a sticker. We will have some flags on the cars, so you know where to find us. So come on down. Basically, go to Clark Park and then look north. You should see us. And we're very happy to see. Yeah, we're just gonna stand there like Dean.
There's gonna be all of us in a row. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be awesome. So yes, come down and find us there. So I want to say thanks again to MBT for joining us for that interview. Thank you. The 2 questions that we had were fantastic, and if you'd like to do more of that, add your comments or questions in wherever you are watching in overtime, and we will chat a bit more with you. Before we get into our plugs, I do want to plug our store, zazzle.ca/store/turf_district_shop. Would you like to see some of the new goodies?
Yes, please.
Here they are. So we have new goodies in the store. We do have it's coming up June, which is Pride Month. We do have our Pride logo t-shirts in many different colors that you can pick from, but with our Pride logo. And as I had said before, there are a plethora of tailgate options. If you go down to the collections and click on there, you will see all of the Turf District tailgate options. We have aprons, we have koozies, we have glasses, we have shirts with big logos, shirts with little logos, light shirts, dark shirts, you name it, it's there. So we are going to try and get a few more things in there for the tailgate season as it goes through, but these are all live now. And as you can see, there is a sale on of saving 20% off of everything in the store. So jump in there and grab your tailgate and or Pride stuff as we get into the month of June, where the tailgate starts, and it's Pride month as well. So I'm super excited about having those all there. There's some fun stuff. So make sure that you grab your stuff. All right. Before we get into ours, remember to follow our good friends at Pay It Forward with Football.
Yes.
They are helping to spread kindness, and that's what we need in this world, is to pay it forward with football. And more kindness, of course. So, Kamish, where does everybody find you?
On Twitter at Duchess Lombardi.
Perfect. And Superfan Mike.
And all the socials, I'm at 56 Parkies, and the History and Horde segment will be at Edmonton Football History at EDMHISTOREE.
I think that's the first time you kind of stumbled on.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Okay. And you can find me at Free Policious, and of course the show at the Turf District. That's on all of the different social medias. Like I said before, check out the store to help support the show.
Please.
If you're on YouTube Live, stick around for overtime, where we will open up for more fan discussion. Otherwise, we will be back next week, and we are hoping to welcome our good friend Paul Reckner in, possibly to give out the Jimmy Gaines Award this year. It is this time of year where we've had lots of winners before, lots of different people that could definitely hit the list this year as nominations. But Paul will come in to help us with that. So otherwise, for Commissioner Kayla and Superfan Mike, I'm Andrew. Remember, can't catch footballs with your face, and we will absolutely talk to you in next week.
Don't go anywhere. It's overtime.
I've really been bad on the switching today.
It's preseason for us too.
Wow. That was pretty bad. Oh, are we keeping Kayla up past her bedtime? Absolutely we are.
Yep.
It's what we
Overtime is a struggle.
For so many.
Don't lie.
for so many.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're all worried it was going to be for the Oilers last night. So.
Oh, geez, I didn't even mention that in the show. Look at that.
I
we still have
know.
playoff hockey. It's exciting.
They won. Yay.
They did. And Sean White did not.
Yeah, that's pretty funny, actually.
Neither did Blake. Yep. Sorry, Blake.
But not sorry.
Nope. I'll be looking forward to that screenshot tomorrow night when I'm watching.
And of course, he had to leave.
Oh, okay. There you go. See, Canadian Football Fanatics episode. Watch that as Blake follows through with our little bet that we had, where he will be wearing an Oilers jersey for the podcast. Thank goodness they didn't let that third goal in last night, because oh my god.
Yeah, Morley started chirping Sean White when it was 3-0.
Oh,
I'm like, shut up!
Don't do that, man.
It was so funny because he tweeted, "Hey Sean White, are you up?" And then Penguin responded, he's like, "Delete that tweet right now."
Yeah.
So,
and 2 quick goals later.
What
I'm
a rookie move!
Crap.
Oh yeah, you don't want to. Don't mess that up. Oh my goodness.
What are you gonna do?
It's just the way it goes.
Just don't do it again. That's all.
All right, what do we got for overtime chats there?
Lots of the chats.
Thanks, Tim.
Cliffy excited about maybe seeing some of these interviews.
It is true. You can hear him the whole time. Yes, we will get that. Although he's shivering the entire time. So
who was it?
It kind of sounds like this because he's trying to stay warm. Oh my goodness, it was so cold. But yes, I am trying to get those all together. It's just, for some reason, StreamYard doesn't take MOV file types, so having to change them all over and trying to pain in the butt. Needless to say, it is coming. Hopefully later this week there'll be a SPEP episode with a bunch of different interviews. So
there we go.
Neat.
Right before the preseason game. It'll be out before that. So
there you go. Jeff says, saw you at the fan day on Saturday. This was my first year as an Elk season ticket holder. Looking forward to it. We're looking forward to it as well.
Ooh, That's exciting.
thank you, Jeff.
Yeah.
I'm glad we saw you. I hope you got a sticker.
Yes.
Come by the tailgate, get your pin. Come by, and get some
Get
food in
smash
you.
burgers. There you go.
Ooh, smash burgers.
Mm.
Should I
Very
wear
good.
Hulk hands so I could just be like smash?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, and look at that. We're at 186 or at 286, maybe 287.
Ooh, maybe. Should we
That's
check?
so
Should we do
nice.
a count? We could do a live.
It does
count.
take a bit. Yeah. A live count. We need timpani.
We need timpani. Oh,
Doing
it
a
says
roll.
it says 286. Maybe
Yeah.
somebody left at the same time.
Takes a
You
bit.
never know. We'll see. It's coming there. It's great.
Leanne talking about fan day as well. Sad I missed it, but again, someone planned another birthday party on fan day. It happens.
It
Well,
happened.
I tell people not to be born during, May through November.
That's
Wait.
right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, early November is fine.
Surely it's fine.
Jan babies rule. Just
Tell your wife.
Well, late November birthdays are great too. Don't get me wrong. It's usually pretty soon they're going to move that Grey Cup right up, and it'll be right. It's going to be my birthday weekend. It's going to be amazing every time. It's gonna be so good.
Jeez
Maybe just in
Louise.
time for next year. Oh,
Right?
just start that second century. There we go.
That's right. Yeah, that's what we
Second
want.
half century. All right. Kayla was talking about wearing her fifth layer. Blake says the girl that wore a t-shirt at Grey Cup.
Yeah,
That's Grey Cup.
I
Grey
wore
Cup
more
is-
than that. I was
You have your layers.
at the CFL fans fight cancer when we were shaving Chris's head. Yes, that was
Right.
only wearing a t-shirt.
You'll also
Oh,
recall
that's-
at fan day we were sober, so
there was less sociables at fan day,
Yes, that's true.
which was
Mhm.
unfortunate,
No.
but yeah, didn't have another way to keep warm.
Yep.
Should have. Where's that whiskey, Kayla? You should have had that at fan day.
Well,
I had a travel mug for a reason. Kid. Exactly.
Making
there
us
it
all
is.
proud. It's lovely.
So after the MBT interview,
Does Kayla have a new?
I'm
No, she
I'm
doesn't have
loyal. I
I mean,
am
you can be
loyal.
one of your favorites, maybe not your top favorite.
I have there's some,
See?
I'm loyal till the end. The end
There's
of the
gonna
road,
be-
my guy. Doesn't mean I don't like them. It just means they can't steal my heart like some.
Maybe he will.
It's gone. Maybe. Doubt
Maybe.
it, but maybe.
Mhm.
There's gonna be a lot of quarterbacks in a couple of weeks here in Edmonton, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
at least probably 6 or 7.
oh.
Get them all in
Well,
the field.
Let's see. Warren,
Tom,
Tom, Damon,
Matt,
Richard,
Michael.
Michael. Oh, Michael. Forgot about Michael. Yeah, maybe I'll get to shake his hand again and watch my hand just disappear. into
There you
his.
are.
Good
Yeah,
Lord.
I don't believe this. I need to
You need to. His hands
just
are
feel like-
enormous. They're,
give me your hand. Let me see your hand.
I
that
want to
doesn't-
be beside you when you ask him that.
I'm a creep, so whatever.
Yeah,
Outstanding.
totally worth it. Yeah, totally worth it.
Yep. Talking about the lovely Alouettes can dance. Tim Capper says, I'm sorry, Kayla. All you're getting out of me is the Alouettes can't dance.
That might be even better.
And
Yeah.
Cliffy says, we're trying not to lose viewers, guys.
Well,
Oh, you know
come
what?
on.
If
you might
when we
gain some.
when we go to Montreal, we'll go down when they're recording Flight Deck Live, and we'll just be behind it and just go dun 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 dun.
Exactly. And
I'm
if that
ready.
doesn't
I am
wanna
so
see Taylor.
prepared for this.
if that doesn't work, Jen for the win.
Jen for the win. That'll do. That'll help. Yep.
It's true.
And we're done. Yeah.
Was that G
I'm
and
trying
a
to-
W? How you were trying to figure out the G was
This
really
is
funny.
backwards. Hang on a second. Oh no. I'll work on it.
Yeah. Settle down.
Uh,
Oh my.
there we are.
Wow.
He's looking for some fisticuffs, my man.
That's right.
I better not.
Donnybrook.
We don't have. That's not a t-shirt. Settle down,
Donnybrook?
Kyla.
Oh. Oh, God.
That would be.
How about quit ducking me, Kayla? Is that a t-shirt?
That will never end.
Oh, that's
that
outstanding.
actually is that would be a great t-shirt. Quit ducking me, Kayla. Yeah, that would be that was pretty funny. Yeah. If you missed that, go way back into the archives to watch Ryan Ballantyne get after Kayla. It's wonderful.
Yep.
For years and years to come.
Yes.
Exactly. Leanne says Lavoie was 58. Yes. I was chatting with his mom at training camp. She was really excited for him. Yeah. It was great getting to meet both of his parents who were there. Yeah, just very lovely people.
His number, not his age. For some reason, I was like,
God, he seems so young for 58.
Yeah, he's older than me. It's giving me hope that I could one day play on the team.
On the offensive line.
That's well, it's about all I got left. It's offensive
There we
line.
go.
Yeah.
get it,
I have the
Andrew.
knees of an offensive lineman already. I haven't even played a snap. It's
Yep.
great. Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. Talking about tailgate.
Smash Mouth Burgers. Yeah. We should just play that song the
Yeah.
entire time. Although I was thinking, Superfan, if I bring the TV,
Yes.
is there an early game? Because there's like 4 games on Saturday. Are they all later?
I'm not sure.
Oh, let me just hold, please. Let me look at this right now. 12 p.m. Mountain is Ottawa and Hamilton.
There you go.
BC and Calgary is at the same time as us, and Toronto, Montreal is 5:30 Mountain Time.
There you go.
So I don't know. Do we set up for the Ottawa Hamilton preseason game, or
Sure.
Why
Or
the
do
heck
we not?
not? Oh, come on.
we could?
Come on.
I bring the TV. We could do that.
It's gonna have to figure out where to
CFL
put
Plus?
the generator now.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
It's
Oh,
preseason for
I gotta
everything.
fire that sucker up. Make sure it works.
Yes.
That'd be good. Yeah. Oops.
Again, it's preseason for us too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll work on that. Okay. Get that all. David,
Yes.
does that mean there's hope for me playing? Probably.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Always.
I felt there was hope for me at the just that slight sliver of a moment, and then
Whatever it takes.
right, the number that he wears, right?
Mm.
Hmm.
Well, Leanne's got some Zazzle ideas.
Oh, turf district monopoly. One of the pieces needs to be a hibachi. What?
Well, it's because of the pin.
Oh, I get it. Oh, I see.
There we
Okay.
are.
This is the
Am I too old for that reference? Or
It's
too young? What's a hibachi?
that.
that type of barbecue.
Yeah. Okay. Too young.
Yeah. Too young. Yep,
Or too
there you
dumb. One of them.
Isn't that a song? Young and Dumb? I'm sure it
No.
is. Pretty sure it is.
Could be.
Okay.
Should be.
It is a song because I'm pretty sure Nathan's played it for me.
Just don't
But
finish
anyway.
that sentence. Okay.
Yeah.
So Tim wants to know who produced the pins.
The design, once again, by Tyler. So that was an excellent design.
He does excellent work.
And I'll just put it up here again. The design that is on the t-shirts is this one.
Yes.
That doesn't have the year. It's just the pins will have the year on them. And the pins, I got them from Sticker Mule. So both the pins and the stickers came from Sticker Mule. So I highly recommend them. It was a good deal for what they were.
Do they do
And,
dated Christmas ornaments? Because that'd be neat. One for every year. You
yeah, I could
eventually
do that.
have all the Halloween ornaments on the tree. Huh?
all
we
the
do some-
tailgate ornaments.
We can do some retro ones from like 2015 back. Oh, by the way, today is the 10th anniversary of the very first episode.
This is the official
Wow.
10th anniversary.
Yeah.
Yes. 10 years ago today, I sat in the corner of my basement with Doug McLean and recorded a podcast where we talked about training camp and setting up for the first game. Crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
That's so cool.
Crazy. Yeah. I had hair then. It was amazing.
Did Doug?
And it was
Nope.
almost
No, Doug didn't.
summertime.
Summertime. That's right. Yeah. We're going to have to play that again for people who have no idea what we're talking about.
We should play it every year.
Yeah.
It's
You think
a
so? Hey?
gem.
Mm.
It is.
Just
I'm not sure that I agree with both of you, but I do appreciate the love. Yeah.
come on. You love it.
All right. David Winchester asking, what are your thoughts on the defense in general? Superfan, go first.
Again, I was really pleasantly surprised by how the front seven was playing. Not knowing who was going to play in that Sam spot, and O'Neill's been playing great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really a surprise. Kim DJ's motor and whether that's his legs or his mouth, absolutely fantastic. I loved it. I'm all about it. He is a lot of fun. He's getting some interesting comparisons, but he's going to disrupt things for sure. And then, of course, we got the rock that is Jamin Pelly, our thick six. And then, you could begin to rotate some of these guys around where Noah Curtis is maybe playing inside or outside. And Elliot Brown, absolute standout. So that's been great. Defensive backfield. They've had some moments for sure. They've been ball hawking a lot. There's been a lot of pick sixes in camp so far this year, and they are all about it. So I'm hoping we get a lot of, just got to stay healthy.
Yeah, 100%.
Marcus Lewis had a great season, I thought, last year before he got injured. Kai Gray, of course, the rookie of the year for the West. I think that he looks like he's taken a step. That's going to be great. And all the rest of the guys, if Marlon Franklin can stay healthy, I think he's going to have a good year. Lucius Fairfoy at safety, that's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of really good stuff to watch.
Marlon on Sunday had a move where he just flew across the field and knocked the ball down. It was unbelievable. So, he's definitely up there for sure. What about you, Kayla? What do you think of the defense?
Oh, it's hard to follow like what Mike said because he just kind of hit all the points. I mean, there's something zazzy, I guess, about this defense. It's just, again, though, it's hard to say because you're playing against your own team and there's no hitting. So I'm optimistic, but I hate putting too much forward. I think there's a lot of potential for growth. And I think there's some really, really special players. And I think Elliot Brown is one of them. Not only just on his talent, but also his personality. Like that interview, just him alone, there's just something special about that guy. Can't quite put my finger on all of it. Maybe it's just him as a whole. But no, I'm very optimistic. But again, that makes me very not so optimistic, Connor. Oh, Ryan. But
we'll see. We'll see.
Exactly. There's lots of time ahead, but it's just exciting. It's exciting to actually have the ability to talk about this again without all these like maybe if so.
Very true. Very true. I don't even have much to add to what Mike said too. The like Hugh said, they're ball hawking. They seem to be playing really fast. So that to me is exciting. And the other thing that Mike and I both noticed was that there seems to be that focus on stopping the run. And it seemed to be there. So that was a big thing that they needed to work on last year. So I'm excited for that. And I guess the only other thing I'll say is that the 41 we have now, you won't hear him as much, but you'll see him a lot. But you may hear 77.
Oh,
he does sound like Busta Rhymes. Yeah,
he does.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Totally sounds like Busta Rhymes. And every time we see him in the hallway, he's like, "Oh, I'm going to get you guys a ring." Like
exactly.
We get a ring? Sweet.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm like, I hope so. Thank you. Yeah, that'd be wonderful.
He made it about the fans, which I like.
Yeah. He knows. He's good dude. So
all
right.
I don't know if there's a question coming up about this, but I'm very interested on the special teams side, especially for the return. I'm very intrigued to see what's cooking.
Well, the reigning special teams player of the year is on the team. You can't go wrong with Swerve as well. Gavin Cobb's been getting in there some returns. Deontez Alexander had a decent year at returns last year.
Yep.
Let's
Yep.
just hope that we know how to block.
Yeah, Malik
For
Flowers
them.
has been doing some time at returns. So was Germanic Smith.
Okay. Your cousin?
Yep,
Yep.
half cousin.
Half cousin. Well, and you see guys like Joel DeBlanco, right?
Mhm.
On specials blocking.
Etava as well.
Etava, yeah, exactly. So I think there's a lot of spark on the special teams this year. I like what Ken just said. I could hear
Yeah.
77 from the stands.
It's facts.
Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly. And that was in the trainer's room. So,
Yeah, he's got a voice, all right. And that's what Jay Min said. He's got a personality.
a
Mhm.
certain kind of personality.
Exactly. Yeah.
Leanna's a point here. It's a drag. Those DFL stats still aren't working.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it was a little
Come
frustrating, but
Preseason for everybody. Let's give
preseason,
some
well,
grace. Yeah.
when it gets to regular season and not working, then I
Then
may
we
have a little different opinion because I'm trying to write something and I got nothing to go on. So we'll see how that goes, but it could be fun.
Ken still talking about Robert Kimdiche.
Belly 2.0.
You're not the first
I don't know if
person to
he
say
hands
that.
out kisses, but he is definitely Adriano Belli. I knew you were going to look at me like that, Kayla. He was called the kissing bandit. He would be on the sidelines and he would just, pucker up and kiss his teammates on the cheek all the time.
Or the opponents.
Or the opponents every now and again. Yeah.
And when was this?
That would
20 years ago?
2000s.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
dear. Okay.
Yep. And
Loved
really
playing
funny
those
dude,
Argos.
actually. Yeah.
Kissing bandit, hey.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He
Yep.
was a certain kind of personality.
Something like that. Yep.
And then some.
But
Yeah.
then he'd get on the field and just wreck people.
Oh.
Yeah. We'll take that.
Yeah.
Leanne says, make sure y'all vote in the 2024 touchdown song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the idea of having the vote.
I hope there's
Dance-
more than that round.
Dance Monkey. Oh, no, there's like they're having a different style of music each round. So
Well, but that was
it's a bracket.
they have all the brackets, and it's
Yeah.
each bracket is a different, but they only have 2 songs for each
Yep.
type, and then the next one they're gonna have like rock against hip hop or whatever. But I don't think they're gonna pick. I'm right with you, Leanne. There wasn't many choices that I'm like, yeah, let's have that one.
I mean, it's hard to please everybody, right? I
Correct.
just
So
think
please
that
nobody. There we go. No.
country is probably not the best option for this team.
No, but you want to make sure everyone's involved, right? Because it's going to be one of those, and then the next
Yeah,
round is where they're going to go
sure.
head to head. So we'll see.
As long as it
Yeah.
doesn't win, I'm good.
I would be shocked if it was anything but Taylor Swift, to be honest, just because they know there's
The T Swizzle.
I will.
the
No.
one hit wonder choice. Oh, okay. I can't remember which ones there were for that.
I can't remember for most of them. Yeah.
Sorry,
but-
is this for every single game? Like they're narrowing
Yeah.
down to one song for every
For this
single-
season.
Okay.
For this season, yeah. And it's going to. I'm going to look it up right now because.
Yeah, I just saw
Um,
that country one yesterday or today or yesterday.
Right.
I was like,
Yeah, but if you
What is
when you
this?
go in to do the vote, it has like all the different options. So
clearly I did not
Uh,
vote.
Yeah. So what's the one hit wonders? Dragon's Tea Dinte
What?
Ozone. And I'm gonna be 500 miles by the Proclaimers.
Oh, oh.
that one would be fun. Hey, where did you see that, Mike?
It's goelks.com/TD bracket.
Oh, okay.
So you've got Karma Taylor Swift versus Bad Blood Taylor Swift. That'll be the
Yes.
hardest one for some of these people.
God, be the easiest one.
Wish
None
cheese
of the
swizzle.
above.
Which T Swizzle?
All right. So a couple of comments that I had on this. One was yeah, the One Too Many by Luke Combs. Like, really?
Versus How Do You Like Me Now by Toby Keith.
Right. How do I pick none? Can I?
I don't even know like
can I-
Luke Combs. I don't think I know any of his songs.
Well, you can click on it and you can play them.
No,
Yeah.
I know that, but
Yeah.
I'm just is he a big like is he a big country singer?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's playing the stadium and he sold it out.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah. What I find funny is they put Hell Yeah by Rev Theory in there, which was the Montreal Alouettes TD song.
Right.
I think 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I'm
Yeah.
sure there's people in the chat that will confirm that for me.
Correct.
And then they put, well, okay, so I will say that Kickstart My Heart, as much as I hate Motley Crue, that would be
That's a good song.
There's a good touchdown song. Jump Around by House of Pain, there's an excellent
that's a good one.
that's an excellent touchdown song. It's Like That by Run DMC, totally
Yeah.
would get
Oh, yeah,
behind
that's a good
that.
one.
Like that'd be
Yep.
fine. The rest I'm like, maybe Gold on the Ceiling by the Black
Just-
Keys, but it's a little slow.
Yeah, it's a little too slow.
Just
Yeah.
vote the crap out of the
It's
ones
like
that
Enter
you like
Sandman.
then.
Enter Sandman is a slow song.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's not like, yeah. So I always like the ones that it kind of picks them up. So
Mhm.
we used to when the Chargers were playing and Riley was on the team and I was doing the music and the play-by-play. Every time they'd score a touchdown, I would play Boom by POD.
Yeah. Here
And
Comes
that's
the
a-
Boom's a great
There's
choice.
there's a great touchdown song. Like,
Why did no one pick that, or Welcome to the Jungle? There's so many different stuff.
yeah. Or
Great song.
what's the one?
Jesus Built
by-
My Hot Rod. That'd be a good one.
There you go. That'd be a good one. There's another one. It's by Ladies and Gentlemen by Saliva. That was a good. There you go. There you go. Hell Yeah was the OG theme song for the flight deck. Then your football team co-opted it for their TD Selly
You
song.
must
Yep, we
listen
did.
to you guys, yeah.
Yep. So that's the one that I don't know. That was a great one, Kyle. He said that it should be like a virgin. David Winchester saying, "How about More Than a Feeling" by Boston? Sure.
That'll pump you up.
Yeah,
Great
right.
Some Blue
song.
Rodeo.
Is there a song that's like been there, done that? Like that would be a good song to try it. Like Act Like You've Been There. Like
Yeah.
that would be good. Yeah. No, it'll be curious to see how this kind of works out over because the
Imperial
quarterfinals
March.
voting.
Oh my yeah.
What's that? Oh,
Winner.
the Imperial March.
March.
Oh, see, now that one I would have got behind
Evil
100%.
Empire. Come on.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember those days. That was like my entry into Eskimo
Empire.
territory was like back when it was the Empire. Oh,
That would be
Back
amazing.
in the day.
And there was like
Okay.
stormtroopers that used to walk around
Yeah.
with Darth Vader. You remember those days?
I do. We won.
Oh,
We
Kayla, you're so
won.
cool. We won then. Yeah.
I do appreciate their fan involvement though. Let's huge props.
No, I do like that idea. I'm not sure that I'm a fan of all the specific.
We're too
choices.
old.
Yes. Handbell
school.
choir.
Oh
Wow,
my god.
Leanne.
Leanne, how are you even cooler now? I thought you maxed out.
There's no ceiling.
There is
There
no
is
ceiling.
no ceiling.
Speaking
Well,
of
except for
Leanne,
I'm sure I hit the ceiling a long time ago. Yeah.
can't wait for our hats to come in. Lots of great Father's Day gifts in the Zazzle store.
That's very true.
Ooh.
That's very true. Grab your Zazzle gifts today. I'm excited for you guys to get your hats too because I want to see them on and see them out there. Those hats. I'll just bring that up once again because
Please.
the
Andrew
hats.
loves one of those hats.
Hat.
Sorry.
Tim,
That,
probably.
Yeah, Tim probably. Okay, let's go back here. Here they are, right here. Now look at this hat. Look, and you can get the distressed ones. This is my favorite. Look at that. That's a beauty,
It's pretty.
right? So you can even get like the farmer hat if you want. You can make them big. It's fine.
Nice.
Some
Burgundy.
people have big
Are they
heads.
snapbacks?
I think they are.
There you go.
Oh no, they're not. They're full on the back, which is
Well, wait, hold on a
weird
sec.
for how tall.
Take a
they
look
are.
at the black one there. Style.
Which one?
The black one. Let's see where. Okay, go out where it says style.
This one?
Click on that last one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And look at the back.
Yeah, that one's got a clip back.
Oh, it's a clip back. I see.
Yeah, it's a clip. This one also has the clip. So there you go.
So close.
No
That
snap
sounds like
back.
a very. I'm trying to say this politically correct. It's like a very big hole
Very big.
on the back. That's very
Good for ponytails.
well.
That's right.
For those who have lots of hair, I suppose.
Right, I guess.
Look at that one. Beautiful.
Like Andrew.
Yeah.
Andrew
tons of
has
hair.
too much. Yeah.
Perfect.
You need
That's
to
the
thin it
spot
out.
that I have to put a ton of sunscreen on before I go
Right.
to anything, 'cause otherwise I end up with a great, as you just said, a giant hole sunburn. That's never bad. Yeah, it's never good. Yeah. There you go. Perfect for my ponytail. You're welcome, Leanne.
That sounds like it should be a
designed them
song.
straight for you. Yep.
Chris has a question based on. Thank God it's a video podcast.
Yes. Thank you. Is Kayla this that was the G.
Yeah. I
Should I
did
also
play
put backwards?
baseball for a very long time. So yes, maybe
Gee.
that's why.
Yeah.
That must be it.
Yes, and I was back catch. So
There,
Tim has a question here. Did you guys, gal, hear that the CFL deemed one of their playing fields at training camp not meeting CFL standards? Has that ever happened in Edmonton? And he's referring to one of the two synthetic fields in Saint-Jérôme.
I did hear about it from them, but I don't think that's ever happened here.
Not that I've heard of.
No. And they used to practice at Concordia, which is yeah, that's that's something else. But
for years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That was the first training camp I went to. It was at Concordia, which was wild because you're basically sitting on the sidelines.
Yep. Good
our
times.
Concordia,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Edmonton.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that they had one.
Forever.
Yeah, that's where it was. And
Year after
Wow.
year.
that was
Say bring it to Spruce. I'm just saying.
yeah.
No kidding.
They got two full fields.
Yeah.
You'd have
see?
offense on one side, defense on the other side.
Perfect. You can flip-flop back and forth.
Right?
Sit in the middle and watch both sides.
Well,
Like weird
don't let
tennis.
yes.
Wow.
Sadly.
Yeah.
Derek's talking about Fan Day. I hear Fan Day wasn't as big as normal with the move to Clark. I'm not sure it was the move to Clark, but I heard it wasn't as much fun as past years. I wasn't there, but that's just what I heard. What are your thoughts on the smaller Fan Day? I think it had a lot to do with the weather.
A lot. To do with
There were
weather.
some advantages and there's some disadvantages to Clark. Talked to Len, friend of the podcast, who got a bit of a laugh over the fact that my favorite part was there was no stairs. So you just basically walk straight in and you're right there at Clark. I don't think there was an issue with where it was. The nice thing about Fan Day being at Clark is you're right there at the action.
Mhm.
Like you are right by the sidelines. There's no track in between you, that kind of thing. So yeah, it was. I think it worked just fine. It's just the weather was so cold and windy and everything else.
And for the scrimmage too, you can sit down and still feel like you're a part of it. Whereas in Commonwealth, if you go up into the stands to watch a scrimmage, you're kind of exited almost out because everybody else is kind of like around the track area. So with Clark, everything kind of is encompassed in that area, which I like. And you're right, no stairs.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, getting down's one thing, but yeah, getting up, not as fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the other part is that we have to remember where the team is at.
Mm-hmm.
Funds are not at a plethora at this particular moment. So
Plethora.
Yeah, right.
Thanks for using that word. It means a lot.
You're welcome. Well done. Nice to fit in the dad joke there.
Yeah.
But I do think that plays a bit of a role into it too. They still had a bunch of the kids stuff. They still had the team store stuff. They had food trucks there. But again, not too many people going to the food trucks other than to get coffee or hot chocolate because it was freezing outside.
Yeah.
So, except for my son who needed to have the lemonade because it's the greatest thing
It's
ever.
so good though.
So it was, I think that part, I love the, for lack of a better term, the intimacy of Clark Park. You're right there when you're talking to the guys. You're right.
Yeah.
You just watch them play on the field that's 5 feet away. You're kind of right in it.
Mhm.
And so I really like that, but I understood that it wasn't going to be the same enormous that it has been before because there is only so much
They've
that
had
they
it
can
at Clark
do.
as well.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Clark
exactly.
Field. So
Yeah.
I think that was the first time I went to Fan Day was at Clark.
Yeah. And they've had other stuff there before, but I don't
Sure.
know that it lacked a lot other than the fact that it was so cold.
Yeah.
A lot of people
Had it
were
been
so-
like next week where it's going to be like 24, 25,
Yeah.
26 degrees,
Different story.
it would have been a much bigger crowd, I think.
Yep.
Dave's Winchester talking about sitting at Concordia sounds like sitting in the first row to ever win at good old Never Win Stadium. Yeah, good times. It was unless you were an opposing player. Not so good times there.
Mhm.
Chris says next time you have Glenn Harper on the show asking about his Joey Moss shoes off story from training camp at Concordia.
Oh, I will. Yeah, that'll be a good one. Yep. Are we gonna have Hart back on? That'd be a good.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It'd be a great one to have with Jed. They work off each other really well.
They do. They do. Yeah.
Or him and Fleming. I'm just saying.
Sure, we could do that.
Here we go. Where are you going to have Fleming sit?
Fleming sit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or on the left. Okay. So
Right.
What else we got here? So Jordan, thinking of bringing the family out to tailgate this Saturday. Is there a cost for tailgate items? Happy to pay. Just curious. Thanks. No, there is no cost. Come on down.
Nope.
There's a tip jar out there for most of the places that are serving. Not everyone is going to serve for everybody. Some people just cook for themselves. We like to prepare for anyone that comes by. But no, there is no set cost for any of it. No one's allowed to charge at tailgate. So yeah, come on down, have a burger, have a beverage, sit and talk football, hang out, and just have some fun. Lots of areas for the kids. There, where we are located, like right in front of us is a grassy area, so you can hang out with us and still get to keep one eye on the kids as well. There's also a berm that's going to be off to the west side as well. It's a much larger area though, so you'd have to be a little more active in watching your younger kids.
Yeah.
But there's going to be lots of kids throwing footballs around, running around, playing tag, having a great time while the rest of us sort of, reminisce about our knees when we could do that.
Yeah.
Do we know where the porta potties are located this year?
I don't know, actually. I know that we are about as far away from the band as we can be, which is a big thumbs up. Band was great. It's a little easier to talk when we're a little further away.
The beginning of last year was a little harder, but they did
turn it down.
Yeah, they did find a better tone.
Yeah.
The one thing too that I'll say about that is BYOB, but we will have cups there for you to put in your drink so that because you can't have an open can, but you can. You're welcome, Kayla. But you can put it into a solo cup and be more than.
I had a lovely police officer remind me of that.
Did he?
When I first started coming to tailgate, he's like, "You might want to put that in a red cup."
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, right.
Yeah, they said if you're holding onto a can of beer, we are obligated to go dump it out. If you're just drinking out of a solo cup and you're being responsible and polite, then yeah, have at her.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So as long as we're paying attention to that, we're probably fine. So bring your own, but yes, we don't like Mike said, we have a tip jar, but there's not an expectation there. We feed the pins and the stickers are no cost. They're just there. So
there you go.
Fun
Yeah, come on down, hang out. It's a
absolutely
good time.
Love to meet you.
Yeah. Cliffy talking about the memories of Adriano Belli. Reminded him of himself in Times Square 10 plus years ago. So that's good.
Pictures or didn't happen.
And then we'll just start bidding on not showing the pics. It'll be great.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Clothes pics or didn't happen.
Leanne's asking when do final cuts happen?
I need to look that up. Actually, I don't know off the top of my head unless you do, Superfan.
Well, it'll be after the second preseason game, which is the
Mhm.
third week of preseason. It gives everyone a chance to do a good evaluation. Usually it's within like 24 or 48 hours of the final preseason game.
Right. Okay. So let's see. Training camps will open on May 12th. Is that right?
They did, yeah.
Yep. Teams will need to. Oops, I hit the link here. Here we go. Where did I lost it here? Reduce their rosters by May 14th, which they did. Training camps will conclude on June 1st. So my guess would be right around June 1st.
Yeah, I would think that makes sense.
Oh, sad day.
Yeah, June 1st or just slightly before. Well, June
Some-
1st, Hamilton is at Toronto. That's
So
the
it's
Saturday.
yeah, so probably by the Sunday at like whatever, 10 o'clock at night or whatever.
Yeah, Sunday, possibly even the Monday by noon, but
Yeah.
likely the Sunday, just because then the teams that are playing on the Thursday will
Right.
want to start to. They'll be their day one will be Sunday, right?
Yep.
So, so then that'll roll that out. So that
That's
is
the deadline.
likely
You can
where
do it
they-
earlier.
Oh yeah, you can do it earlier. So, and we've other coaches. I don't know if Jones has done that where they have the first preseason game and then they do some cuts and then the second preseason game happens and they do the final cuts. Like
Right.
I know somebody has done that. I can't remember who did it, but I know that has happened before. But I'm guessing that these guys, it'll be mostly after that second preseason game.
And of course, for Saskatchewan, that'll be the Saturday.
It'll be this Saturday. Exactly. So they may cut down rather quickly and then they have more time with their real guys,
with the guys, that are gonna be
especially
starting.
because there's a new coach, right? So
Not like I say they're real guys. Like the other ones are just imaginary.
Yep,
yeah, they're all ifs.
it's the sequel to If. Yep,
Yeah. I can't wait to see that movie, by the way. I'm excited for that.
me too.
If you haven't already, we went to go see Fall Guy yesterday. It was quite fun.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that looks
Yeah.
like a fun one. Yeah.
It was fun. Yes.
But it's had the same theme song as sung by Colt Seavers.
Sung by Colt Seavers. Wow.
Yes,
Okay. Excellent.
not the kind of kiss and tell.
Yeah. Wonderful. If I remember correctly, Chris says I may be wrong. Joins in G-Roy informed the cuts very early in the morning after the second preseason game. Yeah, I do remember that out of one of the years. Yeah. So, yeah, the more they can get to their guys on the team, the more time you have
The
for
better.
that, the better.
Yep.
Right. So, yep.
All right, getting down to the end here. Tim
All right.
says, I don't know if you commented on this last show. Thoughts on the Al's new GC
Oh,
rings?
they're so nice.
They purty.
Oh, that's how I feel.
I think you meant Tim, but Tom might like them too. Yeah, you never know. There you go. Tim.
I get it.
Yeah, no, I think they're a very nice ring.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, there's not nearly enough green and gold on it, but other than that, it's fine.
Yeah, but come on, man. Those
Yeah.
are
Yeah,
Tight.
they're pretty. They're pretty.
They were tight.
Who's the first team in the CFL that's gonna do the ring that you take off the top and it becomes a pendant? Who's the first ring? Who's the first team that's gonna do that? Like, wasn't that in the NFL or was that NBA?
Probably.
Yeah. FYJ. Oh, I got it. Yeah, it took me
Just
a second
watch.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they put that on the inside?
Yes, they did.
Yeah. Okay.
I think on the inside.
Because they put the logo. I know, like that logo
Yeah.
that Jason Moss had. So, that's pretty cool. But yeah, it was an inspired speech by Cody Fajardo.
Yes. Yes,
Fajardo?
it certainly was.
I should say.
Fajardo.
That's right.
Arriba.
Well done, Kayla.
Oh, I'm tired. Like
I know you're
All right.
tired.
All
All right.
Well, because we're down to the last one.
We're down to the
Leanne
last
just
one.
wanted to say on this special day.
I remember basement.
The basement, the room with no windows.
Yep. Yeah. And I just invited strangers into my house to go down into the room with no windows. And, from that, I've gained lifelong friends.
It's true.
And
So,
they're all alive.
Yep.
everyone left alive. Nobody got put into the glass case. It was great. So,
That's
I mean,
good.
there was thoughts.
I mean, we're still here. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, exactly. See, so I don't know. I suckered you in somehow, but
Thanks, pal. Oh.
thank you to everyone that I remember that freebie basement. Yeah.
Did you
Thank
do
you
the
to
dance?
everyone that has supported and helped grow the show over these 10 years, and very excited to do this 10th season, and hopefully a lot more positive to talk about in this particular season, like we did in that very first season
10 years ago.
which was that was a great season. So the friendships from this pod are priceless, and I agree. I can't agree more, having both of you two, but everyone that we regularly interact with, whether it's at training camp or tailgate or game or west of us, or Grey Cup. Just love everybody.
Always phenomenal.
Yeah, so we're very,
This
very
time of
lucky.
year is so great. We get to see the family again.
Absolutely. Yep. And you can come and see all of our tables wrapped in football tablecloths as we all get together. Exciting. It's gonna be great. This Saturday, 11:30.
That's right. If you can't make it this week, see us the next week and the week
See
after.
you
The week after.
Yeah. That'd be fantastic. All right, Kayla.
You know what? My
find you?
stag at is going to be at a freaking game. That's what.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I know. Yeah. Your stag at this week will be fun too.
Well, no, my future stag at will be.
Your
at a
future stag.
football game.
Okay, I like that too.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Congrats. Mazel tov.
Yeah, that'll be a fun tailgate. Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter at Duchess Lombardi.
Lovely. Okay. Super fan.
You can find me at 56 Parkies and the history and horde segments at the Edmonton Football History account at EDMHISTOREE.
Wonderful. And then you can find me at Freepalicious and the show at the Turf District. Thank you again for joining us. We will be back next week to set everything up for the final preseason game. The week after, I'm working on, we may have to do it on a different day and or miss that particular one, which sucks because that's the opening week of the season. But I'm out of town for the first bit for work. So
got to do it every day. Can't miss the night before football.
So we will, oh God, I have to write that still. Okay. Thanks for the reminder and the stress. I appreciate that. Needless to say, hope you all have a absolutely wonderful week as we get ready for the preseason game. Thank you again for joining us. And remember, for Commissioner Kayla and Superfan Mike, I'm Andrew. You cannot catch footballs with your face, and we will absolutely talk to you next week.